Hi everyone, my name is Yui and welcome back to another episode of our Minecraft Survival Let's Play. Where in this episode I make 3 new farms, one for gunpowder, another one for sugarcane, and a last one for bamboo. I then venture out to the end to get my Elytra and also some Netherrite tools. I hope you'll enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna need for the gunpowder farm is a lot of anvils. Yeah, I think 36 should do. And then we also need some deep slate. And I even found some diamonds while getting deep slate, so I guess that's a bonus. Okay, I've cleared all of this area out now, and I think I'll have enough. Then we need to craft some bone blocks with some of the bones that we have from our skeleton farm. And of course, no build is complete without a lot of oak and spruce wood. Maybe using over 300 trapdoors on this thing wasn't the smartest idea. Okay, the last thing I need to do now is just strip all of this spruce wood. Okay, this should be all we need for the gunpowder farm, so let's get to building it. So what I'm building here is a house on top of the base, which is going to be the creeper farm, which relies on carpet and a cat to make the creepers spawn, and then the cat will make them run out into a gap where they will fall down to water and then get let onto magma blocks where they will slowly die. I've also built a little collection system underneath, which is basically just a hopper minecart and a hopper which then leads into a chest that then collects all the gunpowder which the creeper drops. This right here is how the farm and the house turn out, and I think it looks pretty good next to the blacksmith as well. But I wasn't quite done with the farm yet, as I also had to go out and find a cat, which I could then lead into the middle of the farm to actually make the creepers run out to the water where they get pushed down to the magma. And I actually had to go quite far out to another village to find one and bring it all the way home. Okay, with our cash secured, the farm should be all finished and ready to go. So I think we should start on our next farm, which is gonna be a sugarcane farm. For the house, which I was going to be building on top of the farm, I went out to get some glowstone. And for the roof, I needed a ton of copper blocks, which I then had to oxidize later on. And I also went to get a bit of calcite. And then I had to smelt all the copper, which I used my auto smelter for. Okay, so while the copper's melting, I've gone ahead and made the outline for the building which the sugarcane farm is going to be inside. So I think we should just go ahead and build the farm first in here. It's a pretty simple farm which relies on observers and pistons to observe when the sugarcane grows, and when it's tall enough the observer will make the pistons trigger, and then the sugarcane will get pushed and collected by hoppers underneath the mud blocks. Then went over to the auto smelter to take all of the copper which has melted and then crafted them into blocks. Next off, I had to place them all down in an open plains biome and wait for all the copper blocks to oxidize, since I wanted the blue color for the roof. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the copper to oxidize, I think we should get started on building the bamboo farm. This farm functions in almost the same way as the sugarcane farm, but the difference is the collection system, which here is a hopper minecart on rails. After most of the copper finished oxidizing, I started on building the house for the sugarcane farm. And I think it turned out pretty great. And I really like the contrast behind the white diorite walls and the oxidized copper roof. Then came the time to build the last house of this episode, which was the house which was gonna be on top of the bamboo farm. And here I had to go to the nether to grab some warped wood, which the roof was gonna consist of. I really like the detail of adding redstone lamps as windows, since it gives a nice glow and life to the building, but it also covers up the inside, which is basically just a farm and it isn't really pretty to look at from the outside. speaking of bringing life to builds, since I mined out all the trees that was previously here, I decided to build a couple of custom trees around this village which is beginning to form, and I think they were a great addition to these builds. So this is what our little industrial zone looks like now, and I think it looks really great with the additions of our 4 new trees, which helps crowding up the open spaces which we had before. And in here we have our bamboo farm, which has already produced a good amount of bamboo actually. And over here we have our sugarcane farm, which is also producing a ton of sugarcane which we can craft into paper. And last but not least we have our gunpowder farm, which we've also decorated with this custom tree outside. And if we head down to the basement, we can see the collection system where there's already a good amount of gunpowder. With all of the builds finished for this episode, I think this is a great time to start getting ready to going to the end. And to get to the end, I needed to head to the nether to both grab some blaze rods and also get a lot of ender pearls, which I needed for the portal. While I was in the nether looking for a nether fortress, I also managed to find a bit of ancient debris. And after finding a nether fortress, I farmed enough blaze rods for the ender eyes which I would be needing for the portal, but then something rather unexpected happened. Okay, so I just died while trying to find my way back to the nether portal. So I was mining in a straight line to get back, and somehow I didn't manage to see a huge gap underneath me, and while walking in a straight line I just fell down and landed in lava, and I had no way of getting out. So after that little mishap, I went back home, crafted some new gear and tools, and went back to the nether to get the stuff which I lost before. I also headed back to my skeleton farm to farm a bit of XP so I could get some new enchantments for my new tools and armor. And after getting some decent starter enchantments, I felt like I was finally ready to head out for the stronghold and fight the dragon. And after a quick stop in the nether for some ender pearls, I was now ready to find the stronghold. Okay, so let's see in which direction we need to head for the stronghold. And it didn't even break. Nice, let's go. Oh, yeah, the ender eye is going down, so it should be somewhere around here. Okay, oh, yeah, I found it. I see the mossy stone bricks. Wow, it's dark. Probably should have brought some torches down here. And I'll be stealing these, thank you very much. Okay, I keep hearing silverfish around here, so the spawner must be close, which means that the portal room should be somewhere around here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this seems to be it. Oh, hey, get away! And yeah, right here's the portal. Nice. Let's just quickly write down the coordinates, so we can always get back here later. And let's light up the portal. Okay, let's quickly just set our respawn here. And let's jump into the end. Oof, wow. Okay, I won't bore you guys with the process of killing the Enderdragon since I'm sure you've seen it a million times. So just enjoy this montage of me definitely only using one shot for every tower. Yep, just one shot. No editing, no, don't know what you're talking about. Okay, can we get this guy before he perches fully? And yes, there we go. I didn't even die this time. That's a personal record. I mean, of course I didn't die. After beating the Enderdragon, I headed out to the end gate. And to my surprise, a whole 3 end cities were waiting for me right around the corner when I spawned. So I wasted no time getting over there, where I started gathering shulker shells so I could make a lot of shulker boxes, grabbed a couple of ender chests, and also started looking for an end ship, which I found shortly after, where I finally found my first Elytra of this world. This thing is gonna be a huge lifesaver, and it's gonna make upcoming projects much faster. I then headed back to the overworld and flew all the way back to our new industrial area, which I think is looking really great. I then AFK for a bit at the Gunpowder Farm, and also went over to the Sugercane Farm to grab some of the sugarcane which had been produced meanwhile. And then it was time to head to the nether for a quick stop to grab some netherite ingots from a bastion and also the smithing template so that I could finally make netherite armor and netherite tools. After collecting a good amount of ancient debris, I decided to upgrade all of my tools to netherite so that they will both be faster and also last longer, which I will really be needing for my upcoming project, which is gonna be in the next video. Alright everyone, that marks the end of this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching it, and if you did, maybe consider leaving a like and even a subscribe if you would like to see more of my content. But anyways, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!